What's up, everybody? It's your boy Doc Lee, and we are going to talk a little bit today about what it is like to be a truck driver. I got into driving about a year and a half ago, so it's not like I'm going to sit here and say that I'm a veteran truck driver or a super trucker, as a lot of people like to call them, STDs, as some people like to call them, super truck drivers. Because I'm not. Like I said, I just started about a year and a half ago. But I do remember whenever I wanted to get my CDL that I went on YouTube and was looking for a lot of information on what it was like. And I found a lot of information, but it was in a lot of different videos. I didn't really find any videos that just covered all the things that I was concerned about all in one video. And so I figured, you know, sitting here today thinking about it, it's like, well, maybe I can make a video for people who are interested in becoming a truck driver, and I can just cover a few things of what it's like, so that you can kind of have a better understanding. What's up, Jordan? So that you can have a better understanding of what it is like. Man, it is pretty over here on Cross Lake. I am in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I'm actually headed to the house because Thanksgiving is in a couple of days, and I'm going to take a couple of days at the house to spend time with the family. And then I picked up a load of I-beams out of Midlothian, Texas, which is just south of Dallas, and it is headed to Indiana. So that being said, let's get into what it's like being a truck driver. First things first, a lot of times you're going to hear people say if you're a truck driver, you're not going to be home for the holidays. I bring that up because I literally just said I'm headed to the house for Thanksgiving. That is not really a true statement. A lot of truck drivers are out for the holidays, don't get it twisted, just like there's a lot of people that have to work for holidays, first responders, military, and things like that. I mean, there's a lot of people that do have to work. Dollar General people, you know who I'm talking about. They're always out there helping to make sure we got the last minute things that we need for Thanksgiving. As a truck driver, a lot of the times you're not going to have to work for Thanksgiving, because the way it usually works, especially if you are OTR, the way it's usually going to work is you're going to work 7 days out, and then you're going to earn time off for every 7 days you work. So for instance, I'll talk about the company that I started with, because that's the company that I know, and that would be KLLM Transport. I started with them, and the way it worked for me was 7 days out earns 2 days home. So I would work, 3 weeks and come home for 6 days. That being said, you pretty much dictate when you want to go home. So if I say, hey, I want to be home for Thanksgiving, then I'm going to schedule it for about a day or two before Thanksgiving, just in case I get held up anywhere. I've got some time to, kind of play with, but I'm going to be home for Thanksgiving. Now, that being said, as a truck driver, you better be prepared to work a lot. You're going to be out for long periods of times for the most part. You can get on routes where you're home every day. You can get on regional routes where you're home every week. It's kind of what I do now, is I'm home every weekend, or supposed to be rather. There are options like that, and they aren't super hard to find, at least for the regional ones. The home daily, they're a little harder to find. A lot of times you're going to have more experience, or you're going to have to be with a company for quite a bit longer in order to get those routes. But for the most part, you're just thinking about getting into trucking, you're just thinking about going to get your CDL, you're more than likely going to end up on an OTR route. There are companies like KLLM, which is who I started for. Schneider, I believe, is a company that you don't really have to have experience for. And then there's other companies. Swift, you can go over there and work for them, and I don't think you have to have any experience starting out. And they're going to put you through school. They're going to put you through training processes. KLLM's process for me was 6 weeks with a trainer, which, Brent, if you ever watch this video, shout out to you, bro. Freaking love you, dude. That was the best trainer I could have ever dreamed of having. And that being said, it's not necessarily going to be a bad experience. You think, oh crap, I got to go get on a truck for 6 weeks with somebody, that experience is going to suck. No, that's not necessarily true. My experience was actually phenomenal. My trainer was incredible. He taught me all kinds of stuff. He taught me a lot about backing. He taught me a lot about driving, how to work my clock, and everything I needed to know about the job that I needed to do. So He also gave me a lot of life advice on different things with family and everything like that. So not every trainer that you're gonna get is gonna be a bad trainer. Don't let that confuse you. There are trainers out there. I've heard some horror stories. There are trainers out there that are bad or that are only in it for the money. My trainer was not only in it for the money. He was in it to help drivers learn this career. And so I'm extremely thankful for that. But again, I mean, maybe I was lucky, I don't know. But if that's a concern that you have, you can always, any company you go to, if you don't like the trainer that they put you with, there's about a 99.9% chance that they can actually get you out of that truck and get you with a trainer that you do like. I hate that safety feature. Anyways, but you know, they're gonna get you with a trainer that you can get along with, and that you know is gonna help train you properly. But it's gonna be up to you. You're gonna have to tell the supervisor that you're under, like, hey, this trainer's not working. I need a trainer that's gonna work. I need a trainer that's gonna help me out and is gonna teach me what I need to do. They're gonna let me drive. They're gonna let me back. You know, all these different things that you're gonna have to do with a trainer, because whenever you get out on your own, you're going to have to do all these things, and you're not going to have anybody there to help you back in, or you're not going to have anybody there to help you with paperwork or help you run your logs and whatnot. So, you know, as far as the training process goes, you know, when you get out here to be a truck driver, you're going to go through a training process, and they're going to train you on exactly what you need to do. So don't worry about that. It's going to come. Okay. Another concern that I had when I was looking into getting into the trucking industry was hygiene. I know that probably sounds a little crazy, but I like taking showers. I like staying clean. Not to say that I don't mind getting out and getting dirty working. I do flatbed trucking right now, as you can probably see back here in the mirror. You know, I'm hauling some I-beams. So I mean, I'm out throwing chains and straps and everything like that. You get out there, especially in the hot sun, you're gonna be sweating like a dog. And so one of the things I was really concerned about was, well, I don't want to get out there and sweat like a dog and get all, you know, filthy and disgusting and then have to go lay in my bed like that. I like to be clean when I lay down. That being said, when you get out here on the road, there are different things that you can do that will, that can help you stay clean. Number one, you get you some of those, like these little wipes like I got right here. Let me see. I pull them up. These little wipes, Lysol wipes. You can get those, and you know, they're really good for getting the dirt off your arms and whatnot, just to clean up real fast until you can get to a truck stop. One thing that you're going to learn is whenever you get out here and you fuel, you're going to fuel, most of the time you're going to fuel at a dedicated place. In other words, my situation is I fuel at Love's truck stops. So anytime I need fuel, I stop at Love's and I get fuel. By doing that, I'm dedicated with Love's, and so they give me a rewards card, which they just call it the Love's card. And all it is, you know, you fuel so many gallons with them every month, which if you're out here on this road, it's not hard to do. And they give you rewards. They give you points. Every gallon you get like between 1 and 4 points per gallon, depending on what tier you're on the Love's rewards. But one of the other rewards they give you is free showers. Showers are typically going to cost you $10 to $15 at most truck stops. So, you know, if you can get out here and fuel with either just Love's or just Pilot or TA or something like that, you're going to accumulate points and rewards on your cards, and you'll get those showers and things for free. So I do not pay for showers. I think I've paid for 3 showers since I've been driving for a year and a half. And that was just because I wanted to. I could have gotten them for free had I just went to a Love's, but I wanted to stop somewhere special or something, you know, and so I would pay for a shower. But as far as that goes, it's not really something that you should be concerned about. The showers are super, super nice. I'll try and maybe do a video on one or something. If not, I mean, you can look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's videos on there. But yeah, I mean, the showers are really nice. The water pressure is always really, really nice. I've had one time where the shower was, the hot water heater was broken, so I had to take a cold shower, but I didn't really worry too much about it. And like I said, it was one time. I mean, things happen. You can't really control that. But you know, I was fine with a cold shower that night, that day, because it was really hot anyways. So hot outside, I mean. But anyways, it worked out. So anyways, hygiene. You know, you can get in there. You brush your teeth every morning. Whenever you go into to the restroom, you can go into the shower to brush your teeth. Your showers. It's a room, just so you're aware. It's just a room. There's multiple locks on the door, so you make sure you're secure. You don't have to go in there and worry about somebody busting in there. Nobody can get in that shower unless they barge in. And I mean, it's not gonna happen, you know what I mean? But anyways, so they're very clean, they're very nice. Every shower has a toilet right outside of it. It's like a bathroom, you know what I mean? You got a shower, a full bathroom, shower, toilet, a sink. They'll have a fan in there to keep it from getting all foggy and moist on the window, on the mirrors and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Another issue or another concern that I had was the pay. Look, I'm going to tell you this. Every company pays something different. It seems like if you're just now thinking about getting into the trucking industry, you can kind of expect, if you don't have any experience, you can kind of expect somewhere between 45 cents per mile and 60 cents per mile. You're not really going to find, especially with no experience, you're not really going to find anywhere more than that. I mean, there are, now don't get it twisted, there's some jobs out there you can go in with no experience. I know a guy right now, my brother, he works for a company, and he's on up there. He's making closer to 75 cents per mile. But it's a little bit different. He's doing something a little bit different. It's not just a normal drive in with a sleeper and everything. So there are options out there. You just really have to do your research. One thing you want to just really keep in mind, especially if you're going to go OTR, keep this in mind. Okay, if you're working a job right now and you're making $1,000 a week, and you're at home every day and you're off on the weekends, and you're able to make $1,000 a week, do not think that you're going to come OTR driving a truck making $1,200 a week and you're going to make more money, because that's not how it works. Because what happens is, if you go OTR, you're going to work 7 days and you're going to earn 2 days off. So just say, let's just do it as a month period. Okay, you're going to work 3 weeks and you're going to get 6 days off, which is almost a week. Okay, but that means you're only going to bring home 3 checks for that month at $1,200. So you're going to bring home $3,600. If you work weekly and you're home every day and you're off on the weekends and you're doing a crane operator position, a welder, whatever, making $1,000 a week, you're going to bring home $4,000. So you need to make the decision and really think about it. Is it worth it to go out and work OTR if you're only going to bring home $3,600 a month? Because you've also got to think about the fact that you're gone. So if you have a family like myself, I've got a wife and a 2-year-old, and I'm very close to my parents, and I've got very, very close friends. I consider them brothers. I love to see them. So, with me being gone, I don't get to see them. So just take all of that into account. It's not just a sunshine and roses type of deal when you get out here. You're away from your friends, you're away from your family. All that being said, it's not as bad as it used to be, and it's really not as bad as it's actually honestly made out, because you do have FaceTime. So if you got a family, like, you can FaceTime them, you can talk to them on the phone 24 freaking hours a day if you want, pretty much, unless you're at a shipper or receiver and you're busy doing something, but or taking a shower. You can talk to your family, talk to the people you love as much as you want. For the most part, you just have to have a little handheld, hands-free device. This is my Blue Parrot. I think it's a B450X. You can get it for about $200 at like pretty much any truck stop. You can order it online, and that thing is phenomenal. I mean, I love it. So there are different things you can do to where you can chat with your family, and you do get to see them. It's not like back in the day when you had to stop at a payphone to, make a 10-minute phone call to your wife or husband or whatever. I mean, it's a lot more simple and a lot easier to keep in contact with the people that you love. So if that's a concern, it is something to be concerned about for sure. But just know that as long as you take advantage of every minute that you can to speak with your family, it's not that bad. I have a 2-year-old and I have a wife. I FaceTime them every single day. I get to see my son. I mean, I don't get to sit, I don't get the luxury of being able to hold him and hug him and love on him every single day like I would love to have. But I'm present in his life. It's not like I'm just gone, you know what I mean? And thankfully I'm on a regional position where I can go home on the weekends, so I get to see him every weekend. But that's just something to think about, kind of getting into the OTR scene and getting into the trucking scene. As far as the fueling goes, it's very much just like fueling your normal vehicle. It's not much different. You got a tank on the driver's side, a tank on the passenger side, and when you pull up, you can pretty much do it all on your phone, on the app, if you're doing it with Loves or Pilot. But if not, you just, you throw your little card in. You got a company card most of the time. You throw that card in, you swipe your little rewards card to make sure you get your points and everything for when you fuel up, and then you fuel up, you go on about your way. Make sure you get diesel, not gas. Not that I would know from experience or anything, but just make sure you do that. But yeah, so it's a really good career to have. It's a lot of fun. You get to see the world, or at least the country, and you get paid to do it. Depending on what company you work for, you can go international. You can go to Canada and maybe get to explore Canada a little bit. If you're like me and you're from the South and you've never gotten to see snow, because I've never actually really seen snow aside from that storm we had last year, and just here and there every few years you might get an inch or two of snow. But for me, it's awesome because like this load's going up to Indiana next week, and it's liable to have a foot of snow up there or something. I don't know. It was snowing a couple of weeks ago. I know it was snowing up there pretty good. So but that being said, you get to see all kinds of different things you wouldn't normally get to see. You get to see the mountains, you get to see the desert, you get to see beautiful oceans and valleys, and you get to eat at all kinds of different places that you normally wouldn't get to eat at. All kinds of little hole-in-the-wall truck stops and hole-in-the-wall restaurants that you get to park near. But there's a lot of frustrations in this career as well. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of things out there. You're gonna have to deal with shippers. You're gonna have to deal with receivers. Some of them are great, some of them are all happy. A lot of it is gonna depend on your attitude. A lot of people think, oh, these security guards are all jerks. No, it's probably just because you got a bad attitude. I usually try to communicate with them with the best attitude possible, and I never really have too many issues. I think I've had one or two major issues with a security guard here and there. And that, they weren't major issues. It was just, they might tell me, hey, go pick up a trailer, and they give me a trailer number, and then I go pick that trailer up, and all of a sudden that's the wrong trailer. Things like that. People make mistakes, and maybe that was on them, maybe it's on me. It's up, it's just how you deal with it is what counts. But just know that that is a very real thing. Like, you're gonna have issues with receivers, shippers. You're gonna go into truck stops and you're gonna just see people having bad days. I walked in the other day and asked the lady, hey, how you doing? And she's, oh, just god awful. Okay, well, sorry you're having a bad day, whatever. But those are the things you're gonna encounter. It's nothing major, and it's some stuff you can get through. You're gonna have days where you get out there and you cannot back that doggone trailer up to save your life. It's gonna happen. That's just kind of part of it. But it's okay. You're gonna get through it. You're gonna get days where you're gonna come out here and get on this interstate or this highway or this back road or this 2-lane or whatever, and you're gonna have people that went off the road, or you're gonna have people that are acting a fool, and the traffic's gonna get way backed up, and it's just gonna be rough situations. Those things happen. It's driving. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get into slowdowns. You're gonna get into backups. You're gonna get into car pileups. You're gonna get. You hopefully won't hit anybody, but it's gonna happen. Like, you're gonna encounter these obstacles along your journeys. So just be prepared for that. As far as working the clock, that's another concern that I had, is how does the hours work and everything. It's gonna sound really confusing at first, but once you get out on the road, it's gonna make so much sense. So if you're going through and you're trying to learn how to work these hours and everything, and you're just not getting it, wait. Once you go through your training process, you will get it. I promise. It's not as hard as it's made out to be, or as hard as it looks, rather. It's very simple. So the pre-trip, a lot of people are probably scared about the pre-trip. I was very nervous about the pre-trip, as far as the pre-trip testing and all that. It's not difficult. There is quite a few things you're gonna have to know for it, but it's all stuff that you can definitely get with a little bit of studying. Look, if you're gonna try and get into this career, put forth the effort to do it the best that you can do it. Okay, learn everything that you can learn when you're in the academy. Soak up every bit of knowledge. Don't be worried about texting your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, husband, whatever. Worry about what you need to be trying to learn. Okay, you need to, I don't know what that noise is. You need to be soaking up every little bit of information you can. At the end of the day, this is a job, it is a way of life, and it can cost you your life. Okay, and what I mean by that is, I'm carrying right now 71,000 pounds. I've got 71,000 pounds of steel on this trailer. If this car comes over in front of me, has a blowout, and whatever, stops right here in this road, it's gonna take me a long time to stop. I'm gonna run that car over, okay? It's gonna be my fault that I ran that car over because I was following too close, even though he jumped right here in front of me. Now, I have a camera up here, dash cam, plus of course my GoPro, but you know, I mean, I've got proof, so maybe I could, you know, maybe get out of it, I don't know. But you just got to be very, you know, careful with those types of things. You're going to have to be very, very vigilant on the road. Pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure you're paying attention to these people that's coming up on the side of you. Look out this window over here. Make sure nobody's coming up over on the shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to pay attention to things like that, because at the end of the day, this job can really cost you your life. I know of somebody right now ran a stop sign, and he is sitting in prison right now, and will be for probably the rest of his life, because he ran a stop sign and hit somebody and they died. So, because he wasn't paying attention. He was probably looking at his phone or whatever it was he was doing. He wasn't paying attention, and maybe he just didn't see the stop sign. I don't know. But, you know, the deal is, it's a very serious job. It's a very serious deal. I mean, you don't just get out here and drive and it's all happy, fandy, dandy. You know, it's going to be, there's a lot more to it. It's mentally draining. You think, you know, yesterday I drove 687 miles in about a 10.5 hour period, or a little less. Mentally drained me. When I was done yesterday, I was ready to go back there and pass out, even though I was only up for 12 hours, you know, 12 and a half, 13 hours, something like that, because I was just drained. I mean, I went through Birmingham, I went through Jackson, I went through Dallas, and you're constantly looking at, you know, paying attention to your surroundings. You're constantly watching these other vehicles. I forget who it was, but it was somebody said that, you know, when you're driving, on average, you make, I think it's 80,000 decisions per day. On average, 80,000 decisions. That's a lot of daggum decisions, and it drains you out. So it's just something else to keep in mind. But anyways, I just want to kind of go over a few things for everybody to just kind of, I mean, get a little bit more information on what it is you're actually getting into, if this is something that you're looking to get into. The pros far outweigh the cons, in my opinion. I really love driving. I love getting to see the country. I love getting paid to see the country. If you're working for a company, it works out, because if you have issues with the truck, the company pays for it. They pay for your hotel. They pay for whatever you need them to pay for, really, to get you back on your feet, you know. They're going to pay you while your truck's broke down. So it's not stuff you really have to worry about. But the biggest thing is just be prepared to come out here, be courteous. You see somebody on the side of the road like that right there, you know, get over another lane. I mean, let them get their space, because if I have a blowout, I'm going straight into them. You know, we got more time to fiddle around if I'm over here, you know, or whatever. I mean, just be courteous to other drivers, and you'll get it as you go. It's not difficult. It's honestly the easiest job I've probably ever had, which is saying a lot, because I worked at Sonic at one point. That was easy too. But you know, it's easy. It's an easy job. It's fun. If you get you a company that has a rider policy, I wish mine did, but their rider policy kind of sucks. But you can get with a company, like I was with KLLM Transport for a while, where they have a good rider policy. And for me, you know, my wife got to ride with me a lot, and you know, that's awesome. You get your wife on the truck with you, your husband on the truck with you, and y'all go see the country together. You know, you can find some companies where you can bring your kids with you and let them see the country. So I mean, it's all kinds of different, you know, pros to the job. But I'll pretty much just leave it at that. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment, you know, and I'll try to reply to every comment. If you're thinking about getting your CDL and you don't quite know how to do that, comment and let me know, and I can try and help walk you through a process of getting your CDL. So any questions, any concerns, whatever, just holler at me and I'll try and fix it up for you to get you an answer. And other than that, I don't think there's really anything else. So yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.